And now in entertainment, actor Kunle Afolayan finally reconciles with brother Aremu at the mother's burial. Renowned Nigerian filmmaker Kunle Afolayan and his younger brother Aremu Afolayan have officially reconciled after 7 years of public and private discord.
Singer Wizkid's newly released album, Mariah, has broken the record for most single-day streams for any album in Spotify Nigeria history. The album, which was released on the 22nd of November, garnered 16.2 million streams on Spotify Nigeria on the first day of its release.
An Afrobeat star, Davido, has revealed plans to release his 5th studio album next year. In a recent interview with the Baller Alert, Davido talked about his upcoming album while also announcing a new single featuring Chike and Odumo Block.
American singer Beyonce has been named the greatest pop star of the 21st century by Billboard. Taylor Swift was ranked second, followed by Rihanna, rapper Drake, and Lady Gaga occupied the 3rd, 4th, and 5th spots, respectively.
And Diddy Combs has been denied bail for the 3rd time by a judge in New York City. Mr. Combs is being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York, charged with racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation for prostitution.
And now then, sports. African military personnel from across the African continent have been competing in various sporting disciplines at the ongoing 2nd edition of the African Military Games, which rounds off later today. Some athletes say the Games has brought some benefits to the country. The indoor sports hall of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium wears a new look with better floors and lighting. I dare say that infrastructure development is one of the benefits of the African Military Games underway in the Federal Capital Territory of Abuja.
You can see that the hall is well lit. The lighting are very, very perfect. The facade of the facility has been upgraded, and the surrounding has been properly maintained by the armed forces of Nigeria. Level of organization has been top-notch, and you can see that the countries that came to participate, they've not complained of anything at all.
The games have also provided... And of course, we're being joined in the studio by the man behind what has been happening in Abuja for the last 10 days, talking about Air Vice Marshal Abidemi Marquis, the chairman, local organizing committee for the African Military Games. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, so you have been, I've been covering these games, and I think that we've seen a lot. Yeah. But first of all, and we've also had a few conversations about the game. Yeah. But for you, getting to this point, what would you say is the biggest achievement that this game has got? Yeah,
thank you. Once again, there are so many achievements, actually, so you can't really say one is the biggest, because what we set out to achieve, largely they have been achieved. But I would say that that African countries with their athletes can come to Nigeria. It's one of the biggest achievements of this game, because looking at where we started from last year and to where we are, it costs them money also to fly to Nigeria. And so for them to have been able to get the budget to come to Nigeria, it shows their own determination and willpower to be part of this game. So it's one of the biggest achievements. Secondly, that during the games you are able to ensure their stability, their security. Even to this evening, it's an achievement because coming from where we are to where we are now, it shows that Nigeria is ready to host international competitions of this level. It's an achievement. Thirdly, an achievement in terms of their logistic movement. It's a lot of logistic movement, and everything that's gone out well is also an achievement. Then their accommodation, their feeding, everything that we set out to do, medicals, a very robust medical coverage. It has been a great achievement in that aspect for us.
Okay, so I want us to look at the purpose for these particular games, fostering unity, ensuring there's a comradeship between the African countries. You have 40 African countries in this particular
Yeah, no, 40 sent in their preliminary entries.
Okay.
But 20 they're actually on ground.
On ground.
Yeah.
And you have 19 sports, 12 days for this. Today is the last day for the sporting activities.
Yeah.
So let's look at the purpose.
Yeah.
You know, do you think that this particular event is achieving that purpose? Listening to the chief of defense staff when he spoke about it, and also listening to the vice president on the day of the opening ceremony, why this is very important. Do you think that this is achievable?
Oh yeah, if you recall, the last game was held 22 years ago.
Yeah.
So for us to have been able to do this is a major milestone achievement with regards to the purpose. Now, you recall that recently Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali exited ECOWAS.
Yes.
But Burkina Faso is here.
Yeah.
Mali is here. You know.
Chad is also here.
No,
Chad
only Niger,
Okay,
Niger and Chad are not here. And now Chad sending their excuse for not being able to come because of the recent happenings in their country. They were prepared to come. The budget was released for them to come, but because you know what happened to their military recently,
of course.
so of course you cannot just come for that. Niger also budget released, but they had an issue that will not. So what I'm saying here is that the purpose of fostering unity and bringing African military together on this platform, the purpose greatly being achieved. Because even today, a country will be handing over the OSMA flag that will be hosting the next game. So we can see continuity, and that is what we want to do. We don't want it to stay for another 22 years before another African country, we take the burden to host this game. We are even thinking about even having 2 African countries hosting together if the budget will be too heavy, too much. So we are looking at different strategies to ensure that the next one should be, the next 4 years, we should be in another African country to host this game.
Right. Normally when, like I told Demola yesterday during the program, when countries host tournaments, for example, you're going to host an AFCON, there's a fund, a huge fund that comes from CAF, same with FIFA if you're hosting the World Cup. Nigeria, hosted this competition, and well, we are yet to find out if OSMA supported the country. But I think that for us as a country, one of the biggest things that we've gotten post this event would be the renovation of most of the structures in the stadium. We talk about the indoor sports hall. Are you people leaving the lighting, or you're taking it out?
No. We are
and then the
leaving
painting.
it. We are leaving it. Is a contribution of the Chief of Defense Staff. Defense sector generally is a contribution to national development. So we are leaving everything as it is. Our prayer is that those that are charged with responsibility of keeping that place clean and safe and presentable, we continue to maintain and sustain the infrastructure.
I was at the dressing room yesterday and I saw how clean it was. I don't think it has been like that. In fact, it wasn't opened for the past events that have gone, especially the indoor sports.
Now, I'll tell you one thing. We understood that dressing room, conveniences, they are very critical to hosting this kind of game, because a lot of people will be coming and they will need to use those conveniences. So what we did was to look for a company, and we told them 24/7 you must deploy somebody there. They will be cleaning, not that you just clean in the morning and go as usual. But they have been doing a very fantastic job.
Okay, I think this might just be our last question, and that has to do with talent gotten from this particular.
Yeah, thank you for this question. This is one of the reasons why the Chief of Defense Staff felt that Nigeria should host this game.
Okay.
You recall in times past, military have been. You have seen great athletes. If you go to a barrack, you see talent there, but they don't have any platform to showcase their talent. But this is a platform for them to showcase their talent. And some of them close to breaking record, some of them on the record. So we are going to get those ones, keep them together, nurture them. Now we can hand them over to the federations. Let's see how from that. Let's see what they become world beaters.
All right.
Thank you.
Vice Marshal, will hold you to this word because we've heard that most times athletes are not released to the federations, and we're hoping that the military will start releasing them.
Yeah. Thank you. I think that's a cap for me.
We will release them to the federation.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
And we wish you the very best. Today is the last
ceremony.
the closing ceremony. Today is the closing ceremony.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of aesthetics will go into it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And that's our show for you today. Join us next week as we bring you stories happening in sport, entertainment, politics, and lifestyle. My name is Ademola Lawrence.
And I'm Jane Francis Mwese.
Bye for now.